All right, I'm here with MrBitter at IPL5, but it's the final day of IPL5. There's a lot of Zergs left in the finals, but we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up next week. People kind of like lost in the shuffle a little bit is the NASL finals next week, which should be pretty cool. You're gonna be there. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's going to be amazing. We've got 8 of the best players in the world. If you asked me to name them all, I probably couldn't right now, but they're all very good. I can do it.
Hero and Tasia are going.
Hero and Tasia are going. Polton Golden. Hyun is there. DeMuslim is there. And I'm missing 2. I can do this. They're both Zergs.
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Violet is 1. And sort of the Swedish Zerg player. Nailed it, all 8.
A lot of Koreans.
A lot of Koreans, but also 2 foreigners, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, not ones that haven't really been out there very much, so it's kind of good.
I think this is a very important tournament for DeMuslim, and by this I mean, of course, NASL, not IPL, because he's sort of been very openly making a lot of changes in his personal life. And I think Sort of is a fantastic player, and honestly, I think Sort of has a really solid chance against Hyun.
What do you think of this tournament? Did you watch any?
Yes, I've watched quite a bit of IPL. I think it's been fantastic. They always put on a great show. The GOM TV production team has been very apparently a good thing, as there is no sound issues. That's funny coming from an NASL guy.
I think they get it. I was going to say, like, you guys have when NASL 1 came out, there was a lot of people like, this is never going to last. But you guys seem to have found your groove.
Yeah. We're like the scrappy dog in the fight. We don't die so easy.
But you have the studio now. You're doing some fun non-Starcraft content. I watched all those videos, some cool commercials. Long term, your guys are in for long haul, right?
Absolutely. There will definitely be many more seasons of the North American Star League. So I'm incredibly excited. I love my job. It's the best job in the world.
You guys gonna pick up any other games?
That's always the question on the tip of everybody's tongue. We're definitely very aware of the other games that are out there. We've been looking at Dota, so Team Liquid people should probably be happy about that. But for now, we're kind of waiting to see what happens with Blizzard titles. I know everyone is kind of aware of Blizzard All-Stars being on the horizon. I don't know if people are as aware of how hard Blizzard is working on it. It's going to be this is like a fully built game, and I think it's going to be very competitive in the MOBA genre. And I hope that when it comes out, we can do something with All-Stars.
And so you guys might have like multiple MOBAs, a whole bunch?
Maybe. You never know. You absolutely never know. Only time will tell. And
the last NASL was in Canada, which was a great experience. I remember seeing all those fans. You guys have plans to do it again there or no?
We want... what am I allowed to say? We want to go back to Canada very much. I promise Canadian fans that the North American Star League will return to Canada at some point. And that guy is clearly Canadian. He's very happy about that announcement.
And, the last time it was Stefano won it. Mm-hmm. And that was like a huge storyline for you guys. What do you think the chances are for a foreigner to win it this time? Give me a percentage.
I would say both the foreigners are 2-1 underdogs. There are 2 foreigners in the top 8, so that's 1 in 4, 2-1, 2-1, 1 in 16 foreigner champion.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Does that math add up?
A little bit, I guess.
I don't know if it does. That's bitter math.
Did you check out any other games here?
A little bit. I actually like to play League of Legends. Please don't crucify me for that.
I'm not someone that judges people for the games that they play. I like whatever games people play, so I know a lot of people are not like that, but I think that there should be more cooperation and friendliness among the communities.
Well, at the end of the day, eSports is way bigger than Starcraft, it's way bigger than League of Legends, it's way bigger than Dota, it's way bigger than Shoot Mania. Esports is a big thing, and I think every nerd in the world can agree that if we are all working towards the same ends of sitting down in the evening and putting our feet up and watching a fantastic match of our game of choosing, that's a really good goal to work towards. So
yeah, personally, I watch NBA and NFL. I'm a huge fan of both. So I think that multiple games is perfectly fine too. I don't think there has to be just one.
I watch StarCraft and I watch League of Legends and I watch Dota And I play some Dota, and I'm terrible at Dota. I actually had this conversation with Kennegat at our last final, and he was like, "You should play with us. We play staff games every evening." And I was like,
He only plays Disruptor.
I play Witch Doctor, but I'm not very good at him, and I don't think he's a hero that really impacts the game very much.
You kidding me? He has the crazy ult if you get eggs.
It's just a totem. It just sits there and it shoots at people that are
Really fast.
But you can move away from it.
What you got to do is, if you're winning the game, you cut away the trees near their fountain, and then you put it in their fountain.
Okay.
It's very optimistic of me, right?
Yes, I think so. I'm terrible at Dota. It's embarrassing how bad I am at Dota.
But you're really good at Starcraft too. I feel like it should your like ability to learn and get better at something should.
It should carry over, right? Like, I mean, I've beaten pro players in Starcraft 2 in the last 2 weeks.
Go ahead. Name your.
I can't.
Come on.
No, I'm not going to do that because that was really embarrassing to lose to a caster. But it's happened.
Jinro beat Kawhi Rice. He
Wait.
played like one game the last 6 months.
But Jinro's a monster. If I played Jinro, he would crush me.
Maybe. He was doing some MMA earlier today.
Really?
Yeah. He went to a gym or something.
How long has he been training?
I don't know, but we have something where you can't break his hands when he was practicing StarCraft. But now he's good to go. Do you do anything like that? Do any fun activities?
Well, I've done martial arts for the last 9 years.
Really? What kind?
Lots of kinds. I started with Rukukempo karate, and then I moved on to Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is kind of all the rave these days. I've also done modern Arnis, which is a form of stick fighting, very similar to Kali, and some other stuff, some other random stuff.
So you were in China.
I was in China. Shanghai is a beautiful city. China is a great country with a rich history and lots of very impressive culture.
How did it go?
Yeah, China's a great place. I don't think I'll be returning to China anytime in the near future, but it's a very nice country. I'm
Chinese. I'm sorry that some of my countrymen ruined the experience for you.
Do you speak Chinese?
Yeah. I mean, I'm an American citizen, and I vote in the U.S. and stuff.
Do you know Timbledore? What? Timbledore?
Tingbudong.
Timbledong.
That means I can't understand what you're saying.
Right. I have a funny story about that.
Okay, so what happened?
Okay, so everybody knows that I got mugged in China.
Yeah, he got mugged, and MrBitter was he had all these skills and he was ready to kill those guys. He just didn't want to make a mess, so he went along with it.
You train for years, and they always teach you walk away from a fight if you can. So I walked away with about $1,600 less than I started the fight with.
Okay.
But the biggest thing about that whole situation is I'm embarrassed about it. I'm embarrassed that I put myself in that situation.
Why? I mean, what are you gonna do if four dudes come up to you and try and mug you?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I got into this cab and it was just one guy at first, and then I didn't do anything because I was just like, "Hey guy, why are you in my cab?"
Oh.
And then he just kind of said something in Chinese, and I was like, "Timbledore," and then he drove off with me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why did when you knew that was gonna happen? Why didn't you just chuck all your ATM cards out the window?
Yeah.
It's hard to think straight in those situations.
The day after I got we'll say mugged, I was talking to Cassandra, Grubby's significant other. And
Are they married? I think they're married, right?
I don't actually know.
Okay.
But she kept asking me all these questions. Why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And why didn't you do this? And why didn't you do that? And they were all really good ideas. And I was like, Cassandra, you're right. I should have done all of those things that you're suggesting.
This is what I suggest you should do. Okay, here's my advice. As soon as you see it going bad, you just pretend that you have you just passed out. You don't do anything. What are they gonna do? They're not any more likely to beat you up if you're passed out. So you just go limp, and then they're poking you. Just stay limp. And then they're trying to hold you up to the ATM and you can't do anything.
Like the bear in the woods thing.
Yeah. Pretend you're dead.
That's actually a really good idea. I should have tried that.
Yeah.
They would have probably freaked out and driven me to the hospital.
They would have freaked out and just left you on the road, probably taking your wallet and stuff, but then they can't use the ATM card and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Unless you write your PIN on your card or something like that.
They did make me write my PIN down and my name and my hotel so that they could come find me.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you write down the real hotel?
No.
Nice.
That's smart.
I know.
Yeah.
Good job.
I know. But they also had my hotel key, which had the name of the real hotel. So.
But other than that experience, which I think you've learned from, right?
Yes. I have. I learned a very valuable lesson. Don't go to China.
And let me teach you some stuff that will calm them down if you ever get in that situation.
Okay.
You need to say, 你妈是猪.
你妈是猪. 猪.
Yeah, perfect.
你妈是猪.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, okay, and they'll leave.
What did I just say?
You said your mom is a pig.
Well.
Yeah.
Damn
They'll be
it.
like, wow, this guy's a badass. Time to leave. Don't need to mug him.
What if they had knives and they stabbed me?
I mean, they probably would have done that anyway.
There were 4 guys after the cab thing, which is the dumbest part of the whole story. But there were 4 guys, and one of them, or actually a couple. It was like a scene out of a gangster movie. There's one guy with really funny hair. He was the boss, and like it was like
Mr. Chow from Hangover, right?
it was like Marge Simpson hair, man.
Okay.
It was legit. And then there was a guy who had like his whole arm was bandaged up and it was in a sling. So I think he was like, I don't know. I feel like he got beat up by the good guy in a previous episode or something.
Yeah.
And then there was a really old guy, and he was introduced to me as the head of security. He didn't look very scary, but you know, maybe he knew some kung fu. And then there was one really scary guy. He was like 6 inches shorter than me, but he was also like
Odd Job.
yeah, but he was like he was like broad as hell, and he was really buff, and he was bald, and he had a diamond tattoo on his wrist.
The triad guy.
Do they have those in China?
Yeah.
Oh man,
Better watch out.
He was pretty scary looking. Like I feel like maybe if he wasn't there, I might have tried to like, you know, handle the situation physically. But he looks like he might have been a handful.
Why do you think they singled you out?
I don't know, man. I left a bar by myself, and I just kind of got into a cab by myself.
Maybe they were jealous of your unfettered internet access.
It's possible. It's possible.
We need some Wi-Fi from this guy.
That's you're right. I think it actually had everything to do with me being able to go on Facebook on my phone. It was like, wow, I want to check my Facebook, but I can't because it's blocked here.
That's a funny story because we actually had some guy that, like, one of our friends on TL who went to China and said, like, he can visit TL, but every time there's like a term that comes up that's like one of those controversial terms like Tiananmen Square or whatever, then the page gets blocked and he can't view TL for like that specific page. So every time he'd post, we just spam like all this stuff that was like messed up with, like, we'd be like Korean War, Tiananmen Square, Mao Zedong, and then it would be like you would just get banned. You would hate us.
Yeah, well, MrBitter mugging maybe can one day be one of those topics. Did you know, like, just a couple of days ago, I read a story about an Australian rugby player. Exact same thing happened to him in Shanghai.
Are you trying to tell us this because you're like, this big giant rugby player didn't do anything and the same thing happened to him?
I feel like it happening to him justifies my unfortunate
it's okay.
circumstance a little bit.
I don't find you any less of a man for not standing up to them. I'm happy you're here with us, MrBitter. I'm happy you get to cast NASL. If you died trying to do something dumb, then we'd be like, that guy's foolish.
But I would feel a little better about myself in the end.
Maybe, but you can always just lie and say you took down 2 of them and they.
Okay. I did. There was 6 actually, but 4 of them.
2 of them aren't coming back.
That's right. They're gone forever.
Okay. All right. Well, see you next week. I'm sure I'll interview you at NASL and we can do one where we don't have to talk about you getting mugged.
Thank you. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll see you next week. Do you want any shout outs you want to make?
Yes, please, guys. Tune into the North American Star League Finals next Saturday and Sunday from the Center Theater in Long Beach, California. If you want to come to our finals, like in person, and you don't want to pay for a full price ticket, you should contact me because I got the hookup and I can get you a really cheap ticket. And I want as many people to come as want to come. So contact me, Ben at NASL.tv. Send me all your emails.
Ben, BEN at NASL.tv.
That's right. That's all.
Okay. Thank you.